Today I'm making porchetta with braised cannellini beans and salsa verde. Crispy crackling, juicy herb-packed pork with beans that are creamy and perfectly seasoned on the side. It's straightforward, full of flavour and perfect when you want to cook something at home that's just a little bit special. I hope you're all well. I'm Shane. Welcome back to It's Cooking Good. Porchetta, it is a staple across Italy, and if you've ever been to Italy, you probably have eaten it. And there are lots of different ways to prepare your porchetta, but this is my take on it. And we're going to be using pork belly, which is traditional. Good thing about pork belly is it's relatively inexpensive per kilo. My meat is from F. Conisbee's and Sons Butchers here in East Horsley. Thank you guys once again. If you can, shop local, support our local butchers and farmers. If you don't have a butcher nearby, of course you can pick up pork belly from the supermarket. The issue you might have sometimes is finding the size you want to make porchetta. And if you do go to the butchers, they will score it and everything else for you. So if you can, it's a good move. Anyway, lovely piece here. It's a 2 kilo piece of pork belly, and I've kept the bones because we're going to use that as a trivet to cook it on. But let's put that to one side at the moment, because what we want to do is actually just make up the herb filling that's going to go inside this lovely piece of pork. So I've got here a little blender, and to that I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil just to loosen this mix up. Now, I like to use oregano. I like to use fresh oregano. I couldn't find it anywhere, so today I'm using dried oregano. Thank you to my neighbour Fatima, who brought me this back from Greece, a shed load of it. And I'm going to use a good amount actually, probably half a tablespoon there. I've got the zest of 2 lemons. I've got 2 large garlic cloves here, which I've finely diced, although they're going to be mixed up a little bit more. Here I've got some fennel seeds. Now, porchetta tends to always have either fennel fronds in it or fennel seeds, and I particularly like the taste of fennel seeds. It is quite a strong sort of aniseedy flavour, so if you don't like it, leave it out, but I'm putting it in. And that's a teaspoon there. Then our mixed herbs here, I've got a mix of rosemary, sage and parsley. If your rosemary is quite woody, take it off the stalk. Mine wasn't, so I'm chucking it in as is. I'm just going to pack that into our little food processor here. Push it all down. That's it. A little bit of salt. And some cracked black pepper. Get your lid on it. Use my little blender today. It's quite useful, this little thing actually, because it's a multi-machine. It's also a whisker and all sorts. Anyway, let's blend that up into a nice paste. That should do us. I think we're there. Let's just quickly check it. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So let's put that to one side. Let's bring back in our pork. Now, with the pork, I've air dried this or dried it out in the fridge. So I picked it up from the butcher's. I then took it out of its wrapping. I put some table salt on it, and I've just left it in that over the ribs in the fridge uncovered for 48 hours. Now this is part of the secret to getting really nice crispy crackling, because what that salt is doing is extracting any moisture out of that skin, and the air drying again also really helps with that. So that is really important if you want the crispy skin. My butcher, Sam, has already scored this for me. If you haven't bought it from a butcher, you are probably going to have to score it yourself. And I find the best way, if I'm doing it myself, is to use something like a Stanley knife, because you want to make sure there are lots and lots of slits in this. You could crisscross it or do it in one direction. It's entirely up to you. So let's have a look at the underside, because we need to give this some attention. What we want to do is actually envelope this out and then fill it with our stuffing, and then we can roll it up. So get yourself a nice sharp knife. And here you can see Sam has basically, where he's taken off the ribs, I've got some meat flapping there, but that's fine. Just get your knife down the middle here. You don't want to go through the skin. Just want to gently get under the meat, and we're going to start to just go along like that. Sorry, I'm worried my hands are actually in the way here. That's it. I'm going to spin it around. It's probably easier if I do it this way. Down there, all the way along. And again, when you get to the end here, you just want to make sure that that does not separate. Same again for the other side. This side's going to be a little bit more tricky because we've got a flappy bit there, but it will be fine. Through there. Again, keeping that same line all the way along. Hopefully you're getting a good view of this. Make sure I'm not going through that skin. And that's it. Just pull that out a little bit more like that. So basically we've just opened it up, so it's now ready for our filling. So get your stuffing. That's it, all in. And just using your hands, you want to cover all of that meat as best possible with this lovely herby stuffing, if you like. Okay, so next we just need to roll this up. So I'm just going to swing it around, fold that bit in, and then we're just going to roll it around. I'm going to bring that flap in there and then roll over the top. And you end up, push your ends in with a lovely porchetta. Next is the tricky part for me because I'm no butcher. So if there are any butchers watching this, they're going to be shouting at me. So I'm going to try my best anyway. I've got some butcher's twine here. Just get it underneath, he says. That's it. Is that in? It is now. And you want to put a knot in the top. And this is, the, as I say, this is the way I do it. I know it's not right. As I say, I'm no butcher. Put your finger on it and tie another knot there. And then get yourself a bit more of the string. I make a little loop like that. Again through it to the next part. Pull it tight. Just make sure it's evenly spaced out as well if you can. It's going to help when we're carving it. Again, another loop through. Tighten. Just make sure I'm sort of adjusting it as I go along. That's it. And basically, do this all the way along until your porchetta is nicely strung. Okay, so I am done. That was a bit of fun, I must say. I don't think I'll be offered any jobs in the butcher's, that is for sure. But actually, it's come out pretty well. Just make sure you press the sides in if you've got any bits hanging out. But actually, that's rolled up pretty nice. And what's important is our fat is all exposed. Here, I've got a baking tray, again with our ribs in the bottom. We're going to utilise those. And of course, that is a chef's treat. And I'm just going to place that straight on the top there. That's now going to go into the oven at 230C fan for an initial 20 to 25 minutes. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to shock that fat so that it starts to go crispy early doors. We're then going to turn the temperature down to 170C fan and we're going to cook it for approximately 2.5 hours or until the internal temperature of that pork is sitting at 135C. And while our porchetta's cooking away, we can crack on and start making our braised cannellini beans. And for this recipe, I use 300 grams of dried cannellini beans. You can get them in any supermarket nowadays. And all I've done with them, put them in a bowl, covered them with cold water, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, and then left them overnight. And they sort of double, if not treble, in size. So straight into a pan. I've got this on a medium heat. To the pan, I'm going to add 1 whole tomato. It's just a vine tomato, whatever you've got, doesn't matter. 1 peeled potato. I've got half a head of a whole garlic. That's going to go in. And then I've got a few sage leaves also in. And then you just want to cover that with water. Just enough. That's it. And then our last little touch to this is going to be some white wine. And I'm going to add about 100 millilitres approximately. Maybe one of my 100 millilitres, probably 150 there. Okay, and we just want to let that now come up to a simmer. And these will cook for about 50 to 60 minutes. What you're looking for is those beans to be nice and tender. Our beans are now done and they looked cooked to the way I like them, which is soft, but not mushy. Lovely. Okay, what we now want to do is fish out the potato and place it into a bowl. Then remove your garlic and squeeze all of that lovely garlic in with that potato. Be careful not to burn your hands because that is still a little bit hot. Using a fork, you just want to mash this all together. And once it's nicely mashed, we're going to add it back in to our beans. And what this does is it's just going to thicken this slightly. A little bit of salt, some cracked black pepper, and then just give that all a nice mix in so it's folded into those beans. And then we just want to check it, see how it tastes. That is perfect, absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to chuck a lid on it, leave it on the side, and then when we're ready to serve, we can heat it back through. For me, the Salsa Verde works perfectly with this pork. It really does elevate it to another level, if you could elevate it to another level. And the best part is once you've made it, put it in an airtight container and it will store perfectly in the fridge for up to a week so you can enjoy it with lots of other dishes too. So you're going to need a food processor, and to the food processor, here I've got half a bunch of basil, parsley and mint. And that's going to go straight into our food processor. To that, we're going to add a teaspoon of capers, 3 anchovy fillets, the juice and zest of a lemon, 1 diced shallot, 1 crushed garlic clove, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 120 millilitres of olive oil and 40 millilitres of sherry vinegar, and a pinch of salt. Lid on. And we want to pulse this. I think that'll do us. And that's what I'm looking for. I like mine nice and chunky. If you want yours smoother, just pulse it for a little bit longer. But that for me is perfect. Let's give it a little try. That is delicious. It's going to work perfectly with our pork. Our porchetta's now done. Our cannellini beans are done. And our Salsa Verde is sitting right here. I made an error earlier. I gave you some false information. When I talked about the internal temperature of the porchetta, my apologies. I don't know what I was thinking of, saying to you, cook it till it gets to 135°C. Absolutely not. Cook it till it gets to 74°C. Otherwise, you are going to end up with something that resembles a lump of old coal. Anyway, sorry about that. And here I've got some lovely ribs. Nice chef's treat. Can't wait for those. Right, let's cut into this. Let's have a look what the middle looks like, and importantly, how this crackling has come out. I'm just going to cut this sort of pretty much straight down the middle. Oh, listen to that. That sounds crispy to me. Let's have a look what the inside story is all about. Oh, wow, look at that. Let's have a look at that. Look. Nice, look at that. Still lovely and juicy, cooked perfectly. Oh. So let's build this up. We're going to get ourselves a little bit of the cannellini bean, almost like a little stew almost, on the bottom there. Nice amount of it. I love this stuff. We're going to cut ourselves a nice piece of this porchetta. Let's do a nice thick, oh yeah, round of it. And actually, my string held up, sort of. So let's put that on the top. And then we're going to finish it off with a little bit of our Salsa Verde. Just a few dollops here and there. Don't need loads of this stuff. It is pretty powerful. You don't want to overpower the rest of the dish. And there we have it. My porchetta, braised cannellini, and salsa verde. Let's give it a go. Let's see how this has come out. I want to try those beans first with a little bit of that salsa verde as well. Wow. That salsa verde, oh, just makes everything sing. That is for sure. Now, I want to make sure I get a bit of the pork first. Let's try it. I mean, it looks, and it's cutting like it's really succulent, which it is. That is such amazing flavour. Let's get a bit of that crackling. Come on. Don't know what I'm hanging around for here. Let's try it. See how crispy that really is. Very. What I love about pork belly is that fat renders down. It's disappeared through the meat, so it's kept it nice and moist. But the crackling, that is something else. That is absolutely fantastic. Proper dinner party dish, that one. Proper dinner party dish. Be great for New Year, or if you're just having a dinner party. Hold on, before I go, I must try, chef's treat, a rib. Who doesn't love a rib? And I bet these will be absolutely sublime. Falling off the bone, still juicy. And they've taken on all of the flavour from that pork, as in the stuffing. So all of those lovely herbs, the lemon zest. That is phenomenal. I've got to stop. That's enough. All it needs is to be washed down with a little sip of white wine. And what more could you ask for? Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. That is it from me for today. I really appreciate you watching. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please also like, share and comment. I'd love to hear from you. If you've made porchetta before, how do you make yours? Please let me know. I'll put all of the details of today's porchetta, braised cannellini and salsa verde down below in the description as always. And all that's left for me to say is until next time, it's cooking good.